we got Blake Griffin and the Clips on deck tonight. Going up against him, you almost just hope you don't end up on a poster. But I've never been one to just get out the way. I'm ready to step up, no matter the consequences. Gotta earn my stripes sometime, you know? Here we go.
And it's the Clippers coming in from out of town for this one, an interconference game today. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of NBA basketball. I'm Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline.
Right, ready to go? Ready to go?
And Clark, we won't be seeing Wesley Johnson, who is injured.
Well, Kevin, no more uncertainty about the seriousness of his injury. We only got a preliminary diagnosis after he came out of their previous game, but now they sound sure about it. Hopefully we see him back on the court in less than a month.
Yeah, and we should. I mean, barring anything unforeseen, you'd expect him to be back in a matter of a few weeks.
And the Clippers starting five. Paul and Crawford pair up at the 1 and 2. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Pierce in at the 3 slot.
When you're talking about the greatest clutch players ever, that list needs to include Paul Pierce. I mean, he slowed down a bit, no doubt, but don't let that fool you. If you give him any kind of look at the end of the game, he'll cut your heart out. And really, the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
Shooting two. Shooting two.
No good on the free throw. Looking back at Paul Pierce's career, Clark, so many game winners, none more impressive than his jumper over Dwayne Wade in the first round of the 2010 playoffs.
Yeah, you know, Shaq nicknamed him the Truth for good reason. I mean, Pierce grew up in L.A. and reportedly dreamed of playing with the Lakers. Ironic that he instead became one of the Celtics' all-time greats.
And he can't hit the second.
And David Lee missing time early last season with that hamstring injury also opened the door up for Draymond Green to kind of take that starting power forward role. And give Lee credit, though. Didn't sulk, just threw himself into his new role as a super sub.
Here's Turner following the score by Jamal Crawford. And Jordan sends it back. Paul against Bradley. Pierce kicks to Griffin. Left side, Pierce. Fades. And the shot no good, a bit short. Greg, you're talking about David Lee, the two-time All-Star. Pretty much a starter most of his career, though. A big change, Clark, as he came off the bench this past season after he was injured in the preseason.
Yeah, you know, you think about his game, though, Kevin. Highly skilled, mobile, smart. Gives you energy in scoring. I think he's ideal coming off the bench.
Here's Griffin. Isaiah Thomas making his last shot.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
Move the ball.
Lets it go from the wing. And that's collected by DeAndre Jordan. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Pierce wide open. He fires. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Pierce has got 5 points so far.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
It's Bradley on the wing, guarded by Crawford. Bradley passes to Zeller. No luck. Great D that time from Jordan. Well, it was the Boston Celtics winning their last game against Milwaukee.
A lot of firepower coming off the bench in that game really allowed them to escape with victory.
I thought the bench was the X factor for him. You can't rely on that kind of scoring coming from the reserves every game. But when it shows up, it's a nice weapon.
Stay on the clock. Here's Paul. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Celtics trail by 5. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Crawford against Bradley. And Lee with the basket on the assist by Bradley. Lee's got his first 2 points of the night.
And Coach Doc Rivers wears multiple hats for this organization. Not only is he the head coach, but also in charge of all basketball operations. Really the leader in a lot of ways for this team.
And Turner kicks to Bradley. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. A nice shot by Zeller.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Now it's sent it down to Doris Burke, who was able to catch up with Coach Doc Rivers.
He said one of the key points for them defensively will be limiting the production of David Lee, adding, he's a guy who can score inside and out, plays with great energy, and his passing really opens up their whole offense. We've got to keep him off the glass and always see ball and man when he's got it. Basketball 101, Kevin. We'll see if they can execute.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of him.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Now here's Paul. 14 points from him the last game against Philadelphia. Griffin goes in. 5 on the clock. There's Crawford with the 3. Crawford with another miss.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Pass to Zeller. It's Bradley on the wing. Out to Turner for 3. And the shot is good. Turner's got his first 3 points of the game.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Outside Griffin. Shot to stop the drought. Here's Jordan. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. DeAndre Jordan has been extremely productive over 7 years. That makes it even more unbelievable that there was some question, Clark, as to his commitment to basketball coming into the league.
Yeah, you know, on talent and athleticism alone, he would have been a top 10 pick for sure, but he slipped to the second round, and he's made good on it, though.
No good on that one.
But no question he's improved his skills and IQ.
So we can't get either to fall.
And talking about DeAndre Jordan, he is displaying an energy level that many scouts wondered if he had. Let's face it, he underachieved a bit in his 1 year in college. He knows that. But when it's come time to do it at the highest level, DeAndre has risen to the occasion.
Here's Paul following the basket by Freak. Screen by Smith. The feed now to Reddick. Back to Paul. Pass to Reddick. Shot to stop the run. And Boston with the rebound. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
Yeah, a quick 2-game series between the two teams, one in each club's home building.
Well, looky here. We've got an inter-conference matchup. Always interesting to see how two teams match up that don't get a chance to see a whole lot of one another.
Paul goes in. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Celtics lead by 8. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. Transitioning from college to the pros can be a challenge for many players. Here's what Freak had to say about adjusting his game to the NBA.
The biggest difference is endurance, both mentally and physically. The college season is what, 30, 40 games max? That's not even halfway through an NBA season. Plus, you're playing against the best talent every night. I'm just trying to put in work, get in the gym, study film, and prepare myself for each and every game.
Good points, Clark. What role do coaches play in helping young players like that adjust to the long NBA schedule?
Well, you know, Kevin, they're going to give their teams the best chance to win no matter what the circumstance is. If that means playing young guys extended minutes, then all systems go. I mean, that's what being a pro is all about.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
Not much room to operate offensively. The defense has been stifling through the first.
Greg, they haven't given up a lot of easy chances at all.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Smith is out there with Lance Stevenson. And it's Aldridge in at the 5, roaming the paint. They set the pick. Shot off the screen. And another basket for Boston.
And they continue to add to their lead. They might be ready to pull away.
No surprise from my end. I mean, they've been really good, and they're looking even better at this moment.
From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Bucks really had a hard time. He ended with a few points, and he was able to dish out a few helpers to teammates as well. One of the concerns of the coaching staff is that this isn't an isolated incident. Now with a growing number of week games, he says he's ready for a turnaround right here, right now. We'll see if he does just that, Kevin.
Doris, thanks. And we all know he wants to come out here and move on.
Yeah, and what would really help is if he could come out and get off to a good, quick start here tonight.
That would be a huge help. I mean, the faster he can move on and get locked into the present, the better off his team will be.
Here's Paul, following the basket by Lance Stevenson. Paul outside, feeds it to Aldridge. Redick with the 3. Rebound by Olynyk. Celtics leading by 8.
And the thing with Kelly Olynyk, he does some stuff that really helps you, and some also that will hurt. I mean, he's highly skilled. He's got the deep range, textbook positioning in terms of the post. A lot of tricky moves down there. Yet he has a hard time being effective against great athletes, which the NBA is filled with. So he's going to have to evolve as a basketball player if he wants to be effective.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
Bradley's checked in for the Celtics. Thomas comes in for Marcus Smart. And then for the Clippers, Griffin comes in for Lance Stevenson, and it's Crawford in for Chris Paul. And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Well, and back to Kelly Olynyk. As a coach, you have to identify the matchups where he can be effective because, Clark, he's against explosive, long-limb guys. They'll take advantage of him.
Yeah, they will, but in the right matchup, he's effective. He can help. He makes 35% of his threes, has done that for the last 2 years, and I think he gives you some toughness and rebounding as well. I like him as a second-unit player.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
Celtics leading by 8. Bradley with the ball, and Crawford picks him up defensively. Bradley kicks to Sullinger. Shot is off. Nice D from Griffin. For Los Angeles, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Crawford, no luck.
Those are chances Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And the shot's good from Crowder.
Really nice dime dropping there. Playmaking ability is exactly what you get from Isaiah Thomas.
Picked by Griffin. Crawford kicks to Redick. Off target with the open look.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag him.
Sullinger with a screen for Bradley.
Move the ball.
Sullinger outside. And Sullinger missing.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Yes, fans, Clark, and the one team they view as floppers is the Clippers. I don't like that word, but just kind of came out. Whether that is fair or not is up for debate, but it is certainly, I think, the perception.
And I think there's some truth to that perception. I mean, multiple players have received fines for flopping on their roster. I mean, you can't run away from that, and the fans remember it, too.
Oh, they do, yes, sir.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Bradley with the ball, and Crawford picks him up defensively. Bradley against Crawford. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
All right, now, gentlemen,
Another big
two
aspect
shots.
of their game tonight has
Two
been the
shots.
fast break, transition opportunities. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
That free throw good from Bradley.
And something that's been whispered about around the NBA is expansion. We know there are some markets that want desperately to have an NBA team. The NBA might not be at 30 teams for the foreseeable future.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Olynyk. Lee comes in for Sullinger. And it's Turner in for Crowder. And so Bradley nails both of them. There are markets in the U.S. that want an NBA team. Seattle, which has been a great NBA friend, has been trying to get a team back since the Sonics left for Oklahoma City.
Clearly, Seattle's the lead name domestically. The NBA has also talked about adding a European division. A lot of different options for expansion. Don't think any will be acted on anytime soon.
Clippers trail by 16. 1:15 left to play in the first half. Here's Redick. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Good.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Now here's Thomas. 20 points for him last game against the Bucks in Milwaukee.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Well, last year, Tyler Zeller both started and came off the bench, showed he could be an effective player even when playing heavy minutes.
Yeah, and if you look at the games that he played as a starter, he increased his usage, and it didn't bother his production at all.
Smart's checked in for Avery Bradley. Lance Stephenson's checked in for the Clippers. Paul comes in for J.J. Redick.
And for Zeller last season, his numbers were the same or better as a starter. His scoring picked up a touch. Still had a great field goal percentage, too. So really solid production in his first couple of years.
Now here's Paul. Looking at the numbers, he's averaging about 20.5 points a game. And he overshot that one, missing. Celtics leading by 16. Lee dishes to Zeller. And Thomas now, top of the key. Count that one. Thomas got his second basket of the night.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Paul, that ball. Nice feed that time from Stevenson.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
Paul against Thomas. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Isaiah Thomas. At the line with one shot.
One shot. One shot.
That free throw good from Isaiah Thomas. Six seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Zeller. Set it up with the fake, but it's offline. And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Boston on top, leading by 17. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Doc, looking at the offense right now, what needs to change?
We got to move the ball. We got to run our stuff. I think right now everybody's trying to win the game, which is great. But you do it as a team. You don't do it individually. It's a good quality when you want to win, but you do it together.
Coach, thank you so much. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
All right, listen up. Terrific job so far. The fans are into this game, and we're going to keep them there. Our passing has been very precise. I'll give you guys a lot of credit for that. We've been extremely smart with the ball, basically haven't given them any gifts whatsoever. But we've shot the ball well, I'll give us that. And it's because we've had great shot selection. We've made really good choices with the ball. And just to talk about what we want for the pace of the game, I'd say nice and steady suits us just fine. It doesn't have to be a track meet. Don't forget how dangerous this team is. No lead is safe against them. Let's not give them a chance to get back in it.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You look at Jay Crowder, he's really been playing well.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
Bradley and Turner filling out the perimeter. Zeller is out there with David Lee, and it's Thomas in at the guard position. That's the group for Brad Stevens getting going here in the second half.
And for all of the improvements he's made to his game, one wonders why Blake Griffin isn't a better shot blocker. I mean, he clearly has the motor and the athleticism, but for some reason over his first 5 seasons, he's averaged only a half a block per game.
And the first one at the line is good. And, guys, Blake Griffin has got to be one of the more humble stars in the league. You rarely hear about off-court issues and interviews. He's engaging and comes off kind of as a regular guy.
That's the way it appears to me, Kevin. The young man has his head screwed on pretty tight and both feet on the ground. He started out as a class act, and he stayed one.
Both free throws good from Griffin.
And talking about Blake Griffin, one of the more well-liked players in our league, but also one of the most teed-up players, top 5 in the league for the past 4 seasons. He's been ejected from several games as well.
Now here's Zeller. Thomas's shot is off. Outside, Pierce. The dish to Griffin. Pierce against Turner. 6 to shoot. Lets it go from 11. The shot by Pierce will not go.
And, you know, getting back to Griffin, it's hard to stay grounded in this league. All the money, endorsements, ad campaigns, commercials, and so forth, that stuff can take you off track. But I think he's going to be grounded and maintain his focus going forward.
Now here's Crawford after the miss from Evan Turner. Paul kicks to Crawford. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Jordan the pass to Paul. Back to Jordan. Here's Pierce. And he uses the glass on the layup. Pierce has got his third basket of the night right there.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Here is Thomas after Paul Pierce's score. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. Boston shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
And guys, as much as Isaiah Thomas can help you on offense, at times he can hurt you on the defensive side. Immediately posted up by whomever he's guarding, you have to give help. And, of course, that leaves your defense vulnerable, particularly on the weak side and controlling that defensive backcourt.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Olynyk is checked in for Zeller. Jared Sullinger comes in for David Lee. Jay Crowder's checked in for Evan Turner. And Freak subbed in for Bradley.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Greg, you're talking about Isaiah Thomas before. Certainly his short stature limits him on Clark, the defensive side.
Yeah, but you know what? He doesn't rack up a ton of skills, given his instincts and quickness. I think he really focuses on making his impact at the offensive end.
Here's Paul. Isaiah Thomas making his last shot. Jordan the screen. Paul kicks to Redick. The three-pointer no good.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Back to Thomas. Here's the screen. The shot by Sullinger. Wide open. That one falls coming off of Thomas's feet.
How about the screen that frees him up, though, for the jumper?
Thomas against Paul. Jordan the screen. Redick with the three, and that one's good. Redick's got 8 points.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Sullinger is screen on Paul. Here's Freak. It's hauled in by Los Angeles, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanged off the rim. I mean, that's an easy way to get the home crowd in your grill.
Now Crowder following the three-point attempt by Pierce. Now here's Thomas. 8 points for him. To the middle. Pierce with the steal. And here is Paul. He feeds it to Redick. Fires from the corner. And that's good for 2. Redick's got 7 now in this quarter.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Freak dishes to Crowder. Offline with his 3. Clippers trail by 11. And it's Paul penetrating. And the lead is down inside single digits. Paul's got his second bucket.
And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back into it.
And, Greg, it was really their defense just as much as their offense that served as the real catalyst. And I think it allowed them to put that run together.
And the shot's good from Crowder. Crowder's got 11 points.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Timeout for the Clippers.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Zeller, he's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Turner comes in for Crowder. Bradley's checked in for Freak. And Marcus Smart is subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. A big group substitution here for the Clippers. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Jordan. Griffin comes in for... Some changes here for the Celtics. Freak comes in for Bradley. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Marcus Smart. The Clippers also changing it up. Jordan, he's checked in for Aldrich. Pierce comes in for Lance Stevenson. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Jamal Crawford. So for the Clippers right now, inside it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. And it's Pierce in at the small forward position. Turner passes to Freak. Six on the shot clock. Right side, Thomas. Banked in off the glass. And it's an 11-point Boston lead.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And the pass to Redick. There's the three. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Boston leading by 8. Now Thomas dishes it to Freak. Fade away. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. We're in the fourth quarter here. Just under 2.5 minutes gone. Paul with the ball. Jordan the screen. The shot by Redick, no good.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
There's the bucket, good. 9 points for Paul Pierce.
Wow, what a clever pass that time by Chris Paul.
Sullinger, a screen on Paul. Pass to Zeller. And again, it's Boston converting.
Well, there you go. I mean, if they're going to keep giving up open jumpers, they're going to keep getting burned.
Paul against Thomas. Paul kicks to Griffin. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's on Jared Sullinger. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Boston.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
They've really been on fire from beyond the arc tonight, too. I mean, a lot of their points have come from out there.
And he makes the first. The Celtics making a switch here. Bradley's checked in. New group in for the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Tyler Zeller. Lee comes in for Jared Sullinger. Freak's checked in for Avery Bradley. And Smart subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. And then for the Clippers, Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Smith comes in for Paul Pierce. Lance Stevenson subbed in for Paul. Griffin, that ball. Nice feed that time from Stevenson.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Boston.
And the big difference here was accuracy behind the three-point line, Clark.
Well, they started spraying them from deep, and then it spread out the defense, and they had all the looks they wanted.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in a 2-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Thomas. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Jay Crowder's checked in for Evan Turner. And then for Los Angeles, Crawford comes in for Blake Griffin. And it's Pablo Prigioni in for J.J. Redick. And Josh Smith drops them both. Well, guys, Josh Smith, an interesting case. Clark, he shot about 2 triples a game last year, yet for the last 3 seasons, his free throw percentage has been under, surprisingly, 55%.
Yeah, and that's terribly troubling. I mean, his three-point percentage improved in Houston, but the free throws, really, he can do much better than that. You look at his stroke, I think it's just a matter of concentration with Josh.
4 on the clock, and it comes off the front of the rim. Here's Prigioni. And here's Stevenson for 3. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
They certainly put on a good show here at home, and I think they felt they had the edge and that extra little bit of confidence.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. And now to our good friend Ernie Johnson.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Isaiah Thomas. What are your thoughts, Shaq, on his game tonight?
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
He deserves a ton of credit on how many areas of the game he impacted tonight. His defense was superb, and offensively, he was ready to shoot the basketball. However you slice it, he was lighting it up at one end of the court and shutting them down on the other.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.
As I was saying, got a real big problem, all this kiddie stuff. You evil twins, CC and Dom, got you doing Vet, what was that word he was using?
Rebrand?
No. Recalibrate. All this stuff they got you doing to recalibrate your image just cost you in the hood, fam. Yo, the streets is watching, and they're not convinced.
Vic, how many times do I have to tell you? The streets ain't always right.
Nah. It's always good in the hood. Let's not forget, I am a student of human nature, all right? Take your man here. He's playing this here video game is to not address the reason why his brand Jordan sneakers are sitting on store shelves collecting dust.
Ooh. Ouch.
Okay, what are your suggestions, Victor?
He wants you to rob a bodega. I'm sorry.
Look, man, I'm not talking about some focus group, all right? I'm talking about the hood. They don't trust you no more. They see you coming to the arenas wearing them tight pants y'all ballers be wearing. Your high water ankles be showing. Your pants is just so tight, man. Your ankles be choking. Air it out some. People don't see themselves in you anymore. Look at me. People don't recognize themselves in who you are. Okay, you want to recalibrate? Fine, B, go ahead. Recalibrate back to Harlem. Remind these fools where you from. Represent, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's that Jesus piece you used to rock? That Shuttlesworth.
With them fake chains we used to wear.
Yo, but that's my point. Yo, let me get you some nice jewels, huh? Make you flossy. Get you a new whip, something that the hood will love. Let's remind these fools that you the Harlem Renaissance up in this piece. Get a club, I don't know, something. Just throw your weight around, man.
I mean, at least get me some, too.
Yeah, and get some nice free vet, too.
Nah, but for real, in all seriousness. You think it's that bad?
Yo. Cats be laughing at your corny commercials, B.
Come on.
But that's what I'm saying. Yo, we could change all that. Hey, now, I know CC's your manager and all, but Everywhere she leads, you can't always follow. Now, I'm not trying to catch no charge, but Cece got people out here laughing at you, fam. Now, just let me take care of everything. You the CEO, I'm the CFO, Chief Flossing Officer. You hit me with that bread, and I got you.
CC.
How y'all doing?
What up, CC?
Freak, can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, what up?
In private?
CC, go ahead.
Okay, well, I thought we were supposed to be having a private meeting today to discuss business.
CC, what you think we're doing?
Am I talking to you? You know what? Y'all ain't talking business. Y'all talking nonsense.
We were actually discussing the questionable nature of the promotional strategy that you and Dom have employed on Freak's behalf. Now, it doesn't necessarily resonate with his core fan base, primarily due to the fact that it negates the legitimacy of his personal background and history in favor of reaching a larger, primarily more disinterested demographic that would prefer to judge Freak's past as opposed to appreciate it.
Yo, what Yvette said, 4 times 25, 100.
Oh, so now you know your times tables. Yvette, occasionally proving that you're articulate doesn't mean you have business acumen. Beyond, of course, your clear mastery of basic arithmetic, we all know you can add up how much Freak makes.
Okay, Cece, that's enough.
No, you know what, Cece? You're absolutely
Anywho,
right.
Freak,
And speaking of basic arithmetic, how much of Freak's money do you take?
Okay, what did I just say about
A
Team
what?
Freak?
A manager?
What did I
Is that
just
what
say
you are?
about
No,
Team
the
Freak?
only members of Team
Good.
Freak in here are me and you.
Oh, you know what, Cece? This isn't the womb, okay? It's not just you and Freak.
Speaking of, how's that going for you?
Hey, come on.
Oh, snap.
You gonna let her
Hey.
talk to me like that, really?
This
You need
is
to check
way
her
too
now.
cold in. I ain't even
check
talking
her
about
now.
Gorilla.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm out.
You know what? I think
I'm
I'll
out.
join you.
No, darlings, please. Please, have a seat. I would just love to hear what you all were just discussing. Better yet, let me guess. Hey, yo, I'm saying, dude, what you need to do is hit up these parties. Yeah, you need to show these fools how you still have mad love for the hood. Get you some flossy jewels. Make sure every time they see you whistling the new whip. Better yet, let's get us a dealership or a club or something. Never mind that house you promised your twin sister you promised you get for your parents who are still in the projects where you left them.
Yo, that's not fair. I ain't leaving my ass.
Hey,
and you
and
know I'll
don't
never
worry
leave our
about
parents in
a
the projects.
thing, fam. I'll take care of everything. All you gotta do is break me off with that bread. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Wow. You know what, Cece? I don't know what's going on with you tonight, but I think it's best you go home. We will continue our meeting here.
You asking me to leave?
Yes.
Hey, yo, Freak. It's all good, man. As a matter of fact, CC, now, I know you don't like me. You never have. Now, I don't know what I ever did to you. But at this point, does it really matter anymore? Look, I just want you to know that I'm really sorry. But whatever it was, I can honestly say it was not intentional. All right? Hey, Freak. Think about what I said earlier, man. I ain't trying to catch no charge. Vet, you ready?
Let's bounce.
Cece. Okay, you know I love you more than life itself.
Then how come you always put them before me? I don't put anyone above you, not even myself.
You sure about that, Cece? What would you just call all this? I mean, you come in here blowing up my spot and you insult my brother?
He's not our brother.
You disrespect my woman.
Just trying to protect you.
From who? From the likes of you? But you don't think I realize that I have vultures and blood-sucking leeches in my life? Don't think I realize that you're one of them?
Bloodsucker?
Yeah, but you know what? That's what I think the problem is. It's because you realize you're no better than them and you're ashamed. But in fact, you're worse because we share the same blood. And just because they don't have the same blood running through their veins as us, doesn't mean that they don't love me. Yeah, their love might be flawed, but it's true. What you need to understand is I don't need you to protect me anymore. I don't mind the people closest to me leeching off me. Yes, you do leech off me, and I leech off you too. You love business and you love me. I use that. Vic? Vic? You know he don't mind running these streets. He's my connection to things I don't want to deal with anymore, so I let him do him. I take care of him, and in return, he looks out for me in places you know you can. And as much as you don't want to hear this, Yvette, she is the eye of the storm in my life right now. She is my only calm. She's my peace, my shelter. I use these people and they use me. I just don't call it that, CC. I don't call what you do using me. I call what you do caring for me. Forgive yourself and forgive them for using the resources at their disposal to get what they need. And what you need to learn to do is just trust me. Okay, I've always had a good judge of character, even before I was born. Remember? Because I chose to come in this world with you. That's right. It was me and you in the womb just kicking it. Right? Right?
I was born first.
Yeah, you were. Swish.
Some people say you just a hanger-on, that you're a leech. Why is that the word?
Yo, because people just don't know,
They
yo.
be hating?
They be hating. They hating on my game. They hating on our friendship. See, FOF, friend of freak. See, nobody got that like I do. And everybody else wants that. Who doesn't? But that's my boy. I'm in that spot. That is my lane, and everybody else just got to make way for that, you know?
That's him, but who are you?
Nah, man, I got my own life, you know? People think I'm just sitting back and riding on him, but that's not the case, yo. I got dreams. I got dreams, yo. See, my boy knows, right? There's two ways that I could do this. I could do it a legit way, or I could do it the crooked way. And I'm really, really, really trying not to do it the crooked way, but Freak can't help me do that.
He could put you on?
Maybe. You got to do what you got to do when you need to do it to get ahead. And that's what I do, and I'm just really good at it. What can I say? I get by, day by day, step by step.
We got James Harden and that beard of his. Look, this guy's relentless. We know he's going to attack the basket all night long, so I'm going to make it my personal mission to keep that from happening. As long as we keep jumping those passing lanes, we can give them a run for their money. I know I'll be ready.
Let's meet the visiting team, Houston Rockets. At power forward, Donatas Motiejunas. At the other forward position, Trevor Ariza. At point guard, Ty Lawson. At center, Dwight Howard. At the other guard position, James Harden. The head coach of the visiting team is Kevin McHale. Starting at point, at 5'9" number 4, Isaiah Thomas. Your head coach is Brad Stevens. Let's hear it for your Boston Celtics.
Everyone in their seats here in Boston to watch the Celtics on the home court. Today's game marks the continuation of Houston's road schedule. They are a 6th-place team right now, definitely in contention moving down the stretch.
Yeah, right now, though, the Rockets, they haven't been the dominant force lately that we've kind of come to expect. They're still going to be a factor, though, in the postseason.
Without a doubt, no matter what the seed is for this team, they're a team you don't want to face in the playoffs.
A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. Motiejunas and Howard, the post pair. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. And it's Lawson in at the point guard. And something not a lot of people talk about, Ty Lawson's defense. He has the lateral quickness, Clark, and strong lower body that gives, point guards fits.
Yeah, he's like a fire hydrant in terms of his build and strength. He's a good ball defender, but he gambles sometimes, so that can cut both ways. He'll get steals, but he'll also put you in tough positions defensively.
Here's Lawson following the score by Avery Bradley. The feed to Harden. 6 to shoot. From deep three-point range, Houston gets it back. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Lawson against Thomas. And Lawson, here we go, misses from short range.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Outside Thomas. Shoots from the baseline. Shot is good off the bad rim and in. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Howard with a screen on Thomas. He had stolen by Sullinger. Lawson against Thomas. Pass to Sullinger. Off target from three-point range. The Rockets have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. And Harden wide open. He shoots. Another miss by Houston.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
Thomas against Harden.
Move the ball.
Upside Thomas. Clock at 6. He had Sullinger. It's out the key. Jacks up a 3. That's good. Crowder's got 6.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Lawson's against Thomas. Jones, no one around him, and nothing is falling for him right now. 1:07 left to play here in the first. Now here's Crowder. Lawson defending. Lets a floater go.
And I love the way he uses his size there to make sure he gets that board.
Thomas against Jones. That's tipped. Stolen by Thomas. .35 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Sullinger. And Jones pulls it down.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
He had a nice open look right there. Lawson's got his first 3 points of the game. Outside Thomas. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
That's his first personal foul.
First trip to the line for him here.
At the line for the Celtics, Isaiah Thomas will be at the line shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And so he makes both from the line.
Steady work at the free throw line. Just what we're used to seeing out of him.
6 seconds left to play in the first. Thornton for 3. And he hits the buzzer beater.
And money to end the quarter there with the triple.
They knew exactly what they wanted to do right there, Greg, and the timing was right on time.
And earlier, we heard from Dwight Howard, and it's very clear how much he appreciates his head coach, Kevin McHale. What a difference a change of location makes, especially when the guy that's helping you.
Finally now have found a place that you can call home.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And the Celtics guys, what jumps out to you, stats-wise?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
Bradley and Turner filling out the perimeter. Johnson is out there with Kelly Olynyk, and it's Freak in at the point. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Grizzlies played a role for them. He had 6 points, and part of that scoring came from beyond the arc, adding a few threes to his already impressive season total. His coach said that this was just the kind of game they needed from him as they make their postseason push. Every contribution helps, guys.
Thanks, Doris. He had a heck of an outing that night, GA.
Yeah, he really did, Kevin. I mean, a very professional performance. Played hard every single second he was on the court.
Guys, that's what we expect from him, and he rarely lets us down, and he certainly didn't let us down that night.
There's a screen by Modi Eunice. Here's Brewer. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
One thing about Corey Brewer, he's a defensive specialist, has a combination of size and quickness that's real hard to score against. I mean, equally good at defending in the half court or transition.
Now, here's Bradley. We saw him with 29 points last game. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Only one turnover so far in the game for him, Kevin. Another reason they're in the lead with halftime approaching, taking care of the ball.
Some changes for Boston. Zeller, he's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Lee comes in. New group in for the Celtics. Johnson, he's checked in for Tyler Zeller. Sullinger comes in for David Lee. Freaks checked in for Avery Bradley. And Thomas subbed in for Turner. And then for Houston, Terrence Jones is checked in for Ariza. And it's Lawson in for Patrick Beverly. Going back to Corey Brewer, he also has a sixth sense of sniffing out steal opportunities. Very quick hands. He's averaged 1.5 steals a game over his career.
And Kevin, Corey's one of those guys that's always going to give that effort offensively and find ways to contribute there. But more importantly, he's going to give you results on the defensive side of the ball.
He has an amazing motor. It never shuts down. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for James Harden.
And Isaiah Thomas, traded last season from Phoenix over to Boston, seemed to be a matter of fit and not production as to why they moved him.
Lawson against Thomas. Just 5 to shoot. Inside, Jones. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, no team able to build a big lead early on. I mean, it's tight.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
Thomas dishes to Freak. With the fadeaway. And he gets it to go. And the Celtics lead by 1. Greg, you were talking about Isaiah Thomas. He had no love lost for the Suns. In their first meeting, he took them apart, Clark, on the floor. Remember that game? Stared them down as he was hitting shots. Looked at that bench, man. He had a big chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and you know, most guys that are a little undersized and have battled doubters all their careers bring that kind of edge anyway. You throw in the fact that he was disappointed how the trade unfolded. He was amped up and ready for that return visit.
Sullinger, a screen on Lawson. Thomas passes to Sullinger. There's Freak. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Houston on top, up by 1. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Well, James, an impressive first half for you. What allowed you to come out so strong?
Just trying to be aggressive, trying to get out early and give a little spark to my teammates. You know, and they followed along. So, you know, it's just a matter of us not turning the ball over and getting stops.
You're not a bad guy to follow, James. Thank you so much. Over to you guys.
All right, Doris, thank you. And we'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
Hey guys, some keys to talk about from what I've seen so far. This is a tight ball game, but remember, this is our house. Some of the biggest points we scored in the first half came because our defense was sharp and we never passed up a chance to get out and run when they turned it over. I really like that we've made them pay for their mistakes. I'll say this for us though, our shot selection has been terrific. We haven't forced things, and the shots are dropping for us because of that patience. And let me touch on tempo for a second. We're not out to use the whole shot clock, but I would like to see us get set up offensively. We know we're up against a tough team tonight. Let's show them we're just as tough.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. You look at Jay Crowder. He's really been playing well.
And he just went off in those first 2.
For the Houston Rockets, they come into tonight following a loss to the Philadelphia 76ers.
And probably expected to win that game, and maybe that caused them to come out a little flat, just a bit of complacency.
You know, I'm not sure if they were taking them lightly. I think they just didn't play well. I mean, that happens sometimes. You've got to give the other team credit, too.
Beverly against Thomas.
Sticking too much.
Out to Lee for the three. They get the rebound. And the dunk by Olynyk.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
Harden's shot is off.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more. And that sends Freak to the free throw line. It's going to be on James Harden. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
You know, one of the big stories has been the three ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've got down in transition.
The Celtics making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Houston also making some changes. Jones checked in for Howard. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Thornton in for James Harden. Free throw good, Freak. Here's Beverly. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. There's the dish to Moniunas. Back to Beverly. And Boston with the rebound. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, their defense got sliced and diced in that game. They just weren't closing down on perimeter shooters, not nearly quick enough. And then they gave up their fair share of those point-blank shots on the interior as well.
Something was clearly amiss for them, Greg. I mean, to let an opponent shoot that high a percentage, you got to take a real long look in the mirror after a game like that.
On its way from Thornton for two, right over the D. Thornton's got 5 points so far. Celtics trail by 8. Outside Thomas. Johnson sends the screen for Thomas. To the paint. Layup off the pick. And Johnson puts it in. Johnson's got his first bucket in this one. Moniunas a screen on Thomas. And Beverly kicks to Moniunas. Beverly dishes to Moniunas. Fires from deep. And Lee pulls it down. Lee's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Thomas with the ball. Picked up by Moniunas. And it's Turner off the drive. And that one's good. And now it's just a 4-point Rocket lead.
Oh, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
And getting to the 10 has been the key. They're getting point-blank looks time and time again.
Now, here's Thornton. He's got 5. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And from the line thus far, how about 83% on the season? Outstanding.
You know, even in games where he hasn't been at his best this season, I mean, he still managed to get it done at the charity stripe when he gets his opportunities.
Got it off in time. No good on that last second attempt there. And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth. Rockets lead by 7. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. Houston leading by 7. Sullinger and Zeller are the duo down low. Avery Bradley is out there with Freak, and it's Crowder in at the 3 spot. Who's in the game for the Celtics.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they are not backing off at all, are they?
Well, Dwight Howard had that back surgery, and he's had knee trouble, and he is no longer quite as dominant, Clark, as a player we saw back in certainly his younger days in Orlando.
Yeah, but nonetheless, Kevin, he's still in the conversation for best centers in the NBA. I think he remains a superstar big man when he's healthy.
Brewer passes it to Ariza. Brewer up top. Lawson has the open look. No good from outside. Celtics trail by 10. Freak with it. In the corner, Bradley with it. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Rockets foul.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Thomas checked in for the Celtics. On the free throw, no good. Well, taking a look at Avery Bradley, his career's been kind of up and down, Greg. Started out in high school where he developed into one of the nation's top prospects in high school.
You know, it's a great point. And as a college freshman, really established himself as one of the top defensive guards in the country, won numerous awards, then enters the draft after only 1 year.
Rockets leading by 8. Lawson kicks to Harden, and stolen by Thomas. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Crowder with it. Now Lawson defending. Shot by Crowder, no good.
You know, with Avery Bradley, he was the 19th pick in the draft for the Celtics. The outlook for him was great, but then ball handling and shooting injury concerns flattened out his development. He had a hard time getting over the hump for a few years, but he's over it now. Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard. And, you know, getting back to Avery Bradley, he's been dynamite the last 2 years. He's finally found consistency with the mid-range jumper and plays a complete game of basketball. With just a little more seasoning, I really feel like the sky's the limit.
Despite the troubles he had in the first half, he stayed composed and focused, and now he's getting it going.
The pass to Sullinger. It's rebounded by Houston. Harden's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
Crowder kicks to Thomas. In the corner, Bradley with it. The Celtics working the ball around now. Now here's Crowder, covered by Brewer. Off the screen. No good off the front iron.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Howard setting the pick for Brewer. Off the pick. Oh, wow.
Well, that shot was made possible by the work Dwight Howard did.
Celtics trail by 14. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Move the ball and stick it too much.
To the inside. It's deflected and stolen by Ariza. He dishes it to Lawson. Ariza against Bradley. Ariza kicks to Howard. Shot from 12. Zeller grabs the board. Zeller's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Trying to get back on track. It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut down to just 12 points on the bucket from Bradley.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Harden against Bradley. Harden gets to Ariza. Misses the three. Well, for the Celtics, this one not looking good. And a whole new group out on the floor for the Celtics. Houston with a big group substitution here. Monty Eunice is checked in for Howard. Jones comes in for Trevor Ariza. Marcus Thornton, he's checked in for Brewer. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Ty Lawson. Turner against Thornton. And Turner kicks to Freak. Just 4 to shoot. Olenek the pass to Turner. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
And here's Beverley. Here's Harden on the wing. 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
And the fans already heading for the exits. Clearly not pleased with the way things turned out today.
Well, Greg, this was a well-deserved win. I mean, they came into this building and acted like it was their home turf. I mean, they were the ones calling the shots and controlling everything.
That one misses for Jones. 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. No one near Turner as he lets it go. Kept alive by Boston. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, exactly. They got to be happy with the outcome here.
Elated, you're right. Now Thornton. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, congratulations on this win, James. And did you feel like the chemistry tonight with how the team continued to get you the ball made the difference in getting you into your rhythm?
Yeah, just stuck with it. You know, teammates kept encouraging me. I think we kept moving the ball and getting these shots. They did a great job of looking for me.
It inspires great confidence when your teammates believe in you guys.
Doris, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden.
That was the James Harden we've come to know and love. A player that brings nothing but fear to players that have to guard him. I've said this for a while now. He's the best one-on-one player in the NBA. And even if it's not a one-on-one situation, even if you throw the kitchen sink at him, he still gets the job done. It's the confidence, the drive, and the spirit that makes James Harden a superstar.
Well, this win was really, really needed, and he went out and he got it for him. They lost 2 in a row coming in, and dropping the third straight would have been very, very rough. But he took it upon himself, took it right to the ship, as he always does. Great performance and a great time to deliver.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.
Yo, Freak, what's up, baby? What's up? We see you.
Yo, what up?
Basquiat, let's go. Got that art for y'all, that real spit. They call me Basquiat. The Harlem take my pockets full of fat knots, making all the ladies drop. Paint these street corners green, my banknotes the color they'll see. Half man, half amazing. Call me Simi out the demigod. Halo crown with the dollar sign, got a pulpit. A ghetto saint with grand designs, call me focus. Before the Basquiats, the streets is hopeless. I'm that Harlem Saint painting pictures, making new kind of skill, banking up to 12 figures. They call me Basquiat, pockets full of fat knots, dust to dawn. Your boy makes the street pop, got it on lock, body don't stop, make it hot. Love it when the bunnies bounce when they on top. Basquiat, I got 107 C's, making waves till the world knows me. Basquiat, my pockets go deep. I dive in the heights, get up and then creep. I'm on my hustling grind, I'm all about my money. No time for playing games when the game ain't funny.
Okay, yo, he's nice. What's his name?
Hey, he goes by the name Basquiat, yo. Basquiat puts game down on them bars, yo. I'm telling you. Hey, we record a nice mixtape. Hey, do a nice video. Get some honeys up in there dancing. Hey, we could build a franchise around this, yo. Hey, I want us to do a deal, freak.
I mean, what you mean by us, Vic?
I mean us, as in you and me and you. Putting some serious Skrilla behind this and... Put me on, man. I'm Basquiat.
What?
You heard me? I'm Basquiat. That's me.
That's you?
Yeah, 100.
Okay, you nice with it. What? Yeah. Wow, okay.
Thanks, man.
Basquiat.
Yo, we don't need no major label to make this happen, man. And in the end, we reap all the benefits. Think about it.
I know what you're thinking. I noticed we passed Colonel Young Park, too.
Yo, Coach Judy was the best. I remember when she took us from park to park so we could play ball. She taught us how to be comfortable in places other than the courts and the projects.
Word. Yo, Coach Judy would have us shoot hundreds of jumpers all over the court with both hands.
Hey, you caught onto the ambidextrous thing real fast, though.
Right. Nah, but you were a beast with the hops. You were like 13, 5'6", and could reverse dunk with two hands. Come on, man. Whoa! Yeah, used to bug all the older dudes out on the court.
Yep. Oh, good times, man. Good times.
What's wrong, Vic? What's wrong?
It's nothing, man. It's silly, really.
Come on, Vic. Fess up.
I'm thinking about how fortunate you are. You know, how blessed you are. You know, you grew up with a mom and a dad. Both parents. Your family treated me like family when my dad died in Greenhaven in his 9th year on his 40-year bid. You remember that?
Yeah.
And I turned around. My mom's died from that flu. That sick parting gift my dad left my mom's.
Oh, I feel you, Vic. But it's all right, man. You know, your moms and pops were good people. You know, may they rest in power.
So you gonna patronize me now? You gonna pity the little boy whose worthless, low-budget parents died from AIDS? Is that what you're gonna do? Yo, don't pity me, all right? And don't play me neither. As a matter of fact, go play the lottery, because, hey, you never know. Your chances might be better.
Vic. What are you doing right now?
You got everything, don't you, freak? What do I have? Nothing. Man, I ain't got nothing. You won't even, your cheap butt won't even front me the Skrilla I need to back a Basquiat mixtape, yo. Wow. And on top of that, I get banned from traveling with the team. I get banned from the locker rooms. I get banned from the arena. What? Would you let them do this to your best friend, man? What kind of friend are you?
Vic, you being serious right now. You're serious. Yeah, you sound like you on some Welch's sour grape right now, man. You jelly?
I ain't jealous of you, freak.
You sure, man? Because this, well, I don't know what you call this little tirade. It spreads like some Welch's grape jelly. Are you jealous?
Like I said, I ain't jealous of you, freak. As a matter of fact, I think you are jealous of me. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think you jealous of the way that I'm laying it down with these hotties on Instagram while you stuck at home with your one blazing beauty. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, don't get heated because you went behind my back to get at Yvette, and she turned you down, B. Hmm? Oh, what's wrong, Basquiat's? Yeah, that's right. Look at you. Out there drowning in the middle of a whack lake without a lifesaver.
Brother, real talk. You know how I get. All right, I was feeling a little friendly. I got a little loose with it, you know. I was just up and out. You know me, man.
Save that riff for Heathcliff. Yvette told me all about it. I kept it on the low. See if you ever was gonna mention it. You did it. You broke the code, B. One never steps to his boy's boo, even after they break up. But you broke the code. And you know you did. But you know what? It's still all love here. But it's you who chooses this life in these streets. You know, you want to get on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Tinder, trying to chase these thirsty tens. Yeah, use my name as a coupon. Reel them all in. Hey, sweet thing. Hey, sweetie pie. Hey, shawty, you know I'm a FOF, a friend of freak. And then when they husbands and boyfriends start coming after you and you want to play the macho man role, start throwing hands, scrapping and fighting, who's the one that has to bail you out of jail? Huh? Who's the one that has to pay these lawyers in six-figure settlements, huh? Me! Not you. Oh, no, not you, Vic. And then when you want to throw these lavish parties without consulting me, who's the one stuck with the bill, Vic, huh? Me! Not you, but me! I have hit you off in the past 10 months with $250,000, Vic. $250,000! That's a lot of money. I don't mind you eating, but when you being a glutton, and the glutton off my plate and my food, love is love, but I'm keeping it 10 times 10 with you right now, Vic. 100. As usual, 100.
You right. Right, freak. You've been carrying me for a long time. And I've been a burden and a hindrance to you. And I'm sorry. I thank you for your generosity of finance. I thank you for your generosity of friendship. I thank you for your generosity of spirit.
You know what? It's all good, my brother.
But you owe me.
Owe you?
Yeah, you owe me.
Yeah, how you figure
Big
that?
time.
Uh-huh. How? How?
Dirt Bike Donnie. Remember him? Dude who was robbing everybody in the towers?
Vic, I thought we was never, ever gonna talk about that.
Oh, you thought wrong, homie. I remember it like it was yesterday. Remember when we were on the stairwell in the building? Remember that? We had just brought our sheepskin coats from Delancey Street, our senior year of high school. You were the hottest prospect in the country. and Donnie's jealous butt, man, he had it out for you and me. But more so you, freak. More so you. Remember when he saw our brand new fresh sheepskin coats? Oh, dude lost his mind. He ran up on you and told you to run it. Man. Oh, man, he wanted your coat.
Yo, nah, Vic.
Oh, he wanted it so
Vic,
bad.
no, we were fighting, all right? We were fighting. Okay, then he reached in his coat, and when he pulled, we struggled, man. Yeah. And when he pulled back, he fell down stairway by himself and cracked his head in two.
Yo, man, hey, calm down. Yo, it's all good. It's all good, fam. I was there. Remember that? I was there. I saw the whole thing. It's like you said. Everything happened so fast, you know? You was working off of adrenaline and pure instinct. I know you didn't try and do it. I know you didn't try and do it, man. Yeah. Anyway, I took care of all the loose ends when you ran down the flight of steps. Left me holding the bag. Yeah. So your secret is safe from me, Freak. Has been and always will be. Safe from that same morality clause that you threw in my face when I was banned from your NBA life. So, next time you want to talk about food, remember, when Dirtbike Donnie looked at you like food, who was it that saved the day? Me! It was me! Victor Van Leer, who cleaned your dirty plate for you. You're a clean freak. You clean it in the Board of Health. 'Cause of who? 'Cause of me. You got all this because of me. And don't you ever forget that. Oh, man. Hey, I just thought of something so funny. You gonna get a kick out of this. You gonna get a kick out of this. Yo, I need you to ask you for one more favor.
Yeah, that's hilarious, bruh. That's hilarious.
Hey, it might be the last favor I ever ask of you, but you gotta admit that's really fun.
Yeah, of course. Anything for FOF.
Oh, hey, says the NBA megastar, his voice dripping with the sarcasm. Hey, yo, beat this. Let me borrow this here ride, man. Hey, come on. It's not like you're gonna miss it. It's just gonna sit in your Tribeca garage next to your Aston Martin and your Lambo, and we both know they're collecting dust. Yo, how many whips you got anyway?
Man, come on.
Yeah, you're right. I don't even want to know. Yo, this ride is for sure an aphrodisiac for all the hottie hots. Man, we living the life, man. My main man, Frequency Vibrations. We for sure living the dream.
I need this back at the end of the season in the same condition. Repeat, same condition.
Same condition.
That I lent it to you. Pristine, Vic.
I know what that word means. Hey, I won't let you down, man. I'm gonna treat this ride like one of my own hottie hots.
No.
No?
No, you not. Not in this car, you not. No.
All right, man. I won't let you down, okay? I will change my ways, I promise. Yo, you hungry? I'm hungry, man. Let's go get something to eat, man. Let's get some grub. Huh? What do you say? What do you say?
Wow.
Freak, I didn't expect you to be here.
Coach let practice out early.
You okay? What's going on?
Same old.
Wow, your shoulders are really tight. Are they stressing you out again?
Yeah.
Well, you know you always got me, right? I'm always gonna be here. Baby, I'm your ride or die. And as quiet as it's kept, you and I are the real team freak.
Of course. Word of my mom's. I never had this feeling with any other woman in my life. And she gave me a different feeling, which was something I fell in love with. I never asked her to be my girlfriend. It just became that. You could tell when we started falling, like, I get a text message and she's, huh? Who is that? And it's just like, oh, so we worried now. Oh, so no more of that? All right, you know what I mean? So that's how I came to agreement.
What's different about Yvette?
Well, when you could teach me something or give me knowledge about anything, I'm already attracted to you as a person. I love learning, and she was very intellectual, and she's a very strong woman. And in this life, I need a strong woman.